Hey everyone, welcome to the Goober Brothers. I'm Jared.
And I'm Vin.
All right. Today we're going to be playing Arizona Sunshine 2. He's going to got a screen share going on, so he's going to be watching. And while we're playing this game, we're going to be talking about some post-apocalyptic survival techniques and things that you would do or wouldn't do. And we're just going to have a great old time here. If you want to, you can leave you a comment and say, hey, what's some of the things you would do or wouldn't do? Leave a like if you like everything. And if you want to see more content like this with different games, subscribe, notify, you'll know. All right, we ready?
As ready as we'll ever be.
All right. Let's do. Overwrite that one.
Sorry, guys, he's got to set up.
No, you're good. You're good. I have an apocalypse one going, but that's a two-hit kill, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to do standard adventure, something simple. It's still hard enough. No pun intended.
Okay, so apocalypse survival, huh?
Yeah,
Hmm.
apocalypse survival. So like, we're playing a zombie game. So let's start with that. What
So
would you
what?
do? What would be your first thing?
Okay, so apocalypse zombie apocalypse. What would I do? Well, the first thing to do is you gotta get it. You gotta get out of Dodge. Um, I feel like you would need to be in an area with a minimal amount of people. Now, we live in Alabama, so there is a lot of places to go where there's not a lot of people. If you're living in a place like LA or New York, you're probably not going to have a good time.
Right? Yeah, big
Thoughts?
cities definitely going to stay away from the big cities. Um, I mean,
So I've
ain't
got
gonna
a little
really.
car. I've got a little car that's quick. It can't carry a lot of stuff, but it can carry a decent amount of stuff, and it's agile. So I feel like I'd be able to get through through traffic if I bug out quick. If I get to the point where roads are blocked, that's where things are going to be tricky.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, we're gonna have to stay. I think the best thing to do is to stay kind of off road because
I
the
think you're in a better position than me. So you live in a town called Scottsboro, and it's kind of off. It's like a smaller town. I live in Huntsville, Alabama, so it's getting very crowded over here. There's more people moving to Huntsville every day. Um, so I would have a harder time bugging out than you would. I feel like.
yeah, it'd be a little harder for you to get anywhere quickly because you're gonna have traffic. You're gonna have more than just you trying to get out of there.
Yeah, yeah. I think my idea would be at least at the beginning to kind of try to get to where your area and kind of where you are so we can kind of work together. Now, we've had this conversation before. I think after a certain amount of time I'd kind of want to go off and be on my own just because it depends on how things are. You think about The Walking Dead and how people are just so hard to trust, and
Yeah, yeah,
you kind of want to be on your own and not worry about trusting too many people, but there is safety in numbers as well. So I personally wouldn't want to trust anybody else, but maybe if I could form some sort of alliance with you and your family, we could kind of look out for each other maybe at a distance and kind of really interact based on what we really need. But also if the situation wasn't super catastrophic, we could just work together. That dude just died.
yeah. It's kind of messy. All right, get on out of here. All right, so in Arizona, one of the big things you got to do is you want to make sure that you are looting out the ass. Make sure you get every piece of ammo you can find. Loot every vehicle you see, and obviously don't die. So yeah, I think Scottsboro would be a good start. It's in the middle of all your big cities, so um, but it's not a big city in itself. Plenty of hiding places, plenty of places you can restock ammo because it is the South, so we have a bit of an advantage on that one. Wait a minute. You can craft stuff in this game as well, so try to get materials. Okay.
Well, I will say this does look a little bit more put together than the original Arizona Sunshine, which is a game I did not enjoy.
They, yeah, so the original, they made a remake of it with better graphics and a little bit better put together. This one I still feel is, probably going to be better just because it's got a little bit more going on.
Now, if I
Same
remember
voice
correctly,
actors.
the original Arizona Sunshine was you kind of post up and you fight endless waves of zombies, if I'm correct.
In
This
horde
seems
mode,
to
if you're playing horde mode, yeah.
okay. This one seems to be more like you've said like Dead Island 2.
Celebrity feet pics. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like Dead Island 2 in VR. I mean, you can't craft your weapons, you can't make them electrical or anything like that, but um, you can craft like landmines, grenades, Molotov, stuff like that.
Hmm. So, okay. So, first part's bugging out. So, after you bug out, then you've got to figure out resources and shelter. Resources and shelter. Um, Again, we kind of live in the perfect spot for this. There are tons of abandoned places to kind of post up and and create a shelter in. So I would want to find a reasonably sized. I don't want a giant fortress because one, I don't want to be a big target for raiders, but two, I don't want to have a massive amount of land that I need to protect. So a
Right.
nice, out of the way, decent sized abandoned building that I can fortify and easily manage and maintain. Um, that is near but not right next to places that I can get resources from. Um, so yeah, honestly, one thing I might do if I wasn't living, the problem is how many
I,
people would get to it first.
I think if you, I don't know if some of the audience knows about this place. If not, look it up. It's beautiful. It's a bit of a walk, but it's isolated. There's a clear water supply, and means it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. As long as you know how to hunt, food is out. You know, you got plenty of food. Walls of Jericho. Go down there and set up a camp.
Mm,
I think
maybe.
it is, you know, a bit of a walk, but at the same time, because of that, I think that could be a helpful thing. Somewhere out in the middle of the woods, as long as there's clear water.
I thought about Montesano as well, but at the base of Montesano there is a lot of houses. Oh, a lot of houses.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
about people becoming, but if most people's idea, I feel like the people that live there would probably try to go to Montesano first. It's right there. But then maybe the idea would be that they want to get as far from their homes as possible. So maybe the idea could be like you go to Montesano, everybody else is leaving their homes. They leave their homes, you post up at Montesano, and you've got maybe a couple zombies to deal with, but a lot of homes filled with resources, food, supplies, whatnot.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I think some people's going to understand, some not, is if you have a strong moral code like I do, yes, you can keep that to a degree, but when it comes to, at this point, the world is ending as we know it. You
Oh,
have
I'm
to,
throwing morals out for the
yeah,
most part.
yeah, you do have to, you know, at this point, it's, you can feel sorry for him. If you're a religious person, you can pray for the ones who are not human anymore, in this case. But really, it's take care of yourself, take care of your family, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm looking to do personally.
You know, if you have allies for, you know, resource trading, cool. That's always a good thing to have. But it's kill or be killed, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is not the time to be, in your everyday life. as a person in the real world who exists in our normal society, you want to be the best person you can be. You want to get along with people. You want to try to be, you want to hold your morals and values, but also, interact with people in your day-to-day life as best you can, whether or not they necessarily agree or live the way you live. But in the zombie apocalypse, man, all that's gone. There's no political system, there's no government, there's no, you know, going to the store and buying. You're trying to survive. And, you know, I used to watch are we cursing? We're
Yeah, it's
cursing.
fine. Yeah,
I
it's fine.
used to watch a shit ton of Walking Dead. Nice sausage, by the way. Um,
It's a little floppy.
and the people that let their morals get in the way were the people that died all the time.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a fucking monster
Yeah. I
either,
mean,
but you need to also not you've got to be tougher than the people around you. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
yeah, it is one of those like Walking Dead. As far as that, let's see, you could be a Rick and kind of have a semi higher morals, or you could pull a Negan and just be like, look, this is how it's going to be. Kill or be killed, control or be controlled.
I would
Eh,
be more Negan. I never saw him as a villain. The governor, villain. The
yeah,
cannibals,
yeah,
villains. Negan was an anti-hero, if anything. And there were some things he did that I was like, it's a bit much, dude. I'm not gonna have multiple wives. There's no reason for that. Fuck that. But if I'm going out of my way and trying to protect people and they don't like
sorry.
how I do things, they can go. Or,
Yeah,
but you can't just let them go either. They may come back, gather people, and try to fight you. So you might have
yeah,
to kill them. It's
yeah.
really hard.
You've really got to be able to read a person and uh, kind of see what their intentions are. If they're too calm, that's not good.
Doggo,
If they're too nervous, that's not good either.
you have Doggo.
So yeah, in this game, unlike before where you was by yourself, this one you do have a dog companion, and he will help you out.
Cool,
And he also has storage places for guns, grenades, stuff like that. Come on,
cool.
you can play with him. You can put hats on him and stuff like that. Go, go
He
get the ball.
doesn't. He doesn't want to come out. There he
Go
is.
get the ball. Go get the ball. Go get. And there's alternate skins. You could have like a Resident Evil style zombie dog skin if you wanted, but I just unless you get there is one version where you can get a corgi. Uh,
Fuck that.
yeah, I'm fine with the German Shepherd. This is a dog. No offense to anybody who has a corgi, I just don't see them as true dogs.
Well, and they wouldn't be very useful in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, they figure out a way in this game, but I don't use. I tried it once just out of kicks and giggles, but as you can see, there's just a lot of looting you have to do.
Yeah, no, that's normal for these type of games. You ever play games like Dead Island 2 or Fallout or Last of Us? You're going off to the side and you're opening drawers and car doors all day. This is kind of how games like this work.
All right, what you got, buddy? Oh,
Oh, well, you wanted to know what was in there.
wait,
There you go.
wait. There we go. That's better.
And okay, I'm just gonna say it. Your dog is chewing on a zombie. Your dog is going to be a zombie.
We'll take care of that when it comes to it.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's how most zombies are. You transfer of blood. And that's why when a zombie bites you, you become affected. It's bodily fluid transfer. So your dog is chewing on a zombie and getting blood in its mouth and swallowing that blood. Your dog's gonna become a zombie.
Yeah.
That doesn't really work. They didn't think that through, did they?
Well, you gotta watch the rest of the story. It explains it. I've played the
Is
game in
the
full already, so.
is the dog immune?
Yes, but I will not say why.
Well,
If
you're
you
gonna
guess
have to
it.
tell me. You're gonna have to tell me because we're not gonna see this whole story. We're gonna move on to the next video.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
but by the by,
The dog is patient zero, so that's why he's.
oh, he's the first that got infected,
Yeah, that's why he's fine.
and he doesn't attack you.
No, because he is immune to it. He is the original, and
Oh,
he
okay.
just he carries a disease that caused all of this, but he himself is immune to it.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so if he were to bite you, you would become affected.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool, 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 cool. All right, so anyway, and yes, this is not a walkthrough channel, by the way, subscribers.
Yeah,
We
no, no,
are
no.
no, we are like a podcast with a video game playing in the background. We'll discuss topics and play a game that interest us, and discuss topics related to whatever game we're currently playing. So if you're the type of person who's subscribing us because like, I want to see the story of Arizona Sunshine, yeah, we're not that
We
type
might
of
play the
person.
game more than once, as long as the topic at hand is in relation.
Yes.
But as far as, oh, this is a walkthrough and stuff, no. No, we're
Yeah,
not
no,
really,
this
because there's so many channels out there that do that. We're not trying to do what everybody else is doing. Uh,
closest thing we're like is maybe Game Grumps.
yeah.
But there's going to be overlap. Everybody's doing something that somebody else has done before on YouTube. So anyway, back to the topic at hand.
Oh shit.
We're both ADHD as hell too, so that
Yeah.
there
So
will
it's
be
gonna be there's
lots
gonna be
of
tangents.
tangents. Lots of tangents.
We will do our best to not though.
Our second channel name could have been Tangent Brothers. So
But as you'll notice throughout the video, there's gonna be times where we act just like a bunch of goobers. So
So anyway, so okay, so we've talked about morals, we've talked about what are first things.
yeah.
So what are we talking about as far as defenses?
So like I said, I think it kind of plays into also where you're going to be located. You know, your defense setup is going to be very reliant on where you're at.
Yes.
If you're in a huge house, then you can have blockades a lot easier. But if you're out in the middle of the woods setting up a camp, you're going to
Yeah.
have perimeter watches. You're going to have barbed wire fences, in which case now you got to collect those barbed wire fences from somewhere.
Yeah. You
So
gotta, you gotta
I
get
think
up
it
on
all
it.
depends on where you're at and how you want it to do. And it's up to you. You can really do it however you want.
Oh yeah. Oh for sure. I am going to look for something to eat while I'm doing this. I am starving. Um. So yeah. I also as far as defense. What are your thoughts on defense? I feel like those ribs are no longer. Oh, we still have this. I feel like a balance of guns and swords and knives are probably your best bet.
Yeah, because
Guns are
guns
loud.
guns are loud. Exactly. They're going to be helpful. You're going to want some, and you're going to want to make sure you always have ammo. And that's another thing. If you do have guns, if that's what you want to use for your primary, learn how to make your own ammo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because you're not gonna find ammo.
Yeah, it's not going to be like
It's
this.
not in like in real life where you're just gonna walk up to a car and pull out ammo and be like, yeah, I'm good. No, it don't work that way. It does not work that way.
Yeah. A lot of things don't. I think again, Walking Dead did the best on that. Where it's
But
scavenging you.
that's why I like the idea of swords and knives. So first of all, they're quiet. Second of all, they don't require reloading, and if you know how to use them, which I do, you don't really have to worry about blood contaminants. Now, you can't handle a giant horde of zombies as well with a sword and knife because you're going to get overwhelmed. But that's a moment where you maneuver yourself in a situation. I used to practice parkour. I can still do it. So if I've got a giant horde of zombies, I'm using my agility and maneuverability to put space and distance between them. I'm also
Right.
observing my environment the whole time. I'm not just going to run blindly into a horde either. So, you want to handle a small group, 5 to 10 with a sword, that should be easy. You got 20, 10 or more, probably shouldn't engage with that and should just get out of dodge as quick as you can.
Shit.
So, like here, let's look at this scenario real quick before you get down there. There's a
Alright.
lot of them, but they're spread out. So if you're smart, you can carve a path with a sword to where you need to go and not necessarily need to fire. But there's enough space between them that if it starts getting chaotic, you just got to move and run. or you can do whatever the hell you're about to do right now, which is fun for a video game. What are you about to do? What are you about to do? Oh,
Not
okay,
that, not
cool.
that, but
Cool, cool. You could do that, but and they're not swarming you? Oh. Oh, that's near a plane that you're moving right towards.
buddy.
Um,
Okay, 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 okay.
so I used to work at the airport, and getting that close to that spinning turbine would have resulted in you and the dog being sucked into it instantly. There you do not have to be close to those to for them to
Yeah,
suck
not
you
they
in.
don't even have to be at full speed to do that. I studied it. If it wasn't for my seizures, I would be a pilot right now because I studied for. I learned how to fly, and
Yeah, you can't even
yeah,
drive
yeah.
a forklift right now, damn it.
I know. It's not a matter of knowledge. It's just fucking. Sorry. Uh, I feel I have the right to make fun of myself. Um, I
Sure,
don't.
that works.
I'm not gonna. That's just a nasty blood trail. Uh, I feel I have the right to make fun of my own disability.
Yeah, don't be sensitive if you're gonna watch our channel. By the way, if you're looking to like cancel somebody or whatnot, first of all, with let me address everything that's going on in the YouTube world. Number one, none of us are gonna be talking to minors. That's stupid. Don't do that. That's fucking. If you're a YouTuber and you talk to minors, stop that. That's dumb. Second of all, we do not care about um, being politically correct. All right, like, look, stop being sensitive. If you happen to be whatever, I'm just gonna say whatever. Look, everything's fair game. We're gonna make fun of
Shit.
everything. And you know, if you want to be the type of person who's like, oh, they made fun of this, and you should no. We're gonna make fun of fucking everything. It doesn't matter. At some
Yeah.
point in time, we're gonna make fun of everything. So
Yeah.
like,
We're not here to appease anybody. This is more just for fun. Talk about things, intellectual conversations. Have a little fun while playing a game, and some bitch die.
well, intellectual in theory,
Yeah.
conversations for
Yeah.
sure. Conversations for sure. Intellectual, maybe sometimes. We'll see. We're just here to have fun. Bottom line, we're here to have fun.
Here to have
We are here
fun,
to have
and
fun.
if you want to enjoy us, enjoy us. Just don't enjoy us.
I mean,
If you
no,
want to,
no.
sure, that too. I guess why not? But
I mean, you know, he's married, I'm engaged, you know. Don't DM us. Anyway, so okay, we keep getting off topic. So
that's
again,
okay.
apocalypse
That's
survival. Set up a homestead. Okay, fortify the building. Um, train yourself how to fight in combat, how to wield guns, how to wield melee weapons. Don't use chainsaws. Chainsaws are bad. You know, a lot of people think, oh, you know, I'll use a chainsaw. Don't. They get caught up in clothing and hair, and can jam, and they require gas, and they're loud. Don't use
oh
chainsaws.
yeah, yeah. Be as quiet, and if you are using guns,
Silencers. First of all, not silencers, suppressors. They still
yeah,
make noise. It's just not as loud. The idea of a whisper shot with a silencer, that doesn't exist. You can still hear a gun that has a suppressor on it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
But point, be quiet as possible.
machetes, axes, swords, knives, um, you know, don't use small knives either. You really want to keep some distance between, you know, the target, be it a human or a zombie, where you don't want to have to be intimate while you're taking it down. So you don't want to use pocket knives or Swiss Army knives or kitchen knives or anything like that. You want to use like
Use something that's going
something
to
the
do
size,
something.
something the size of a machete or bigger
Yeah.
is going to be the best form of melee weapon. Um,
Now,
and something
okay.
clean. If you use like a bat, you're gonna risk viscera going everywhere, splatter. Try to use something that will do clean cuts. You know, it's gonna bleed, but if it can, the less it can bleed on you, the better.
Now, one topic that I don't think is covered a lot is sanity. Is maintaining your own sanity.
Mm, 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 mm. So yes.
Have fun. I mean, it's the end of the world. You're gonna have to do some nasty shit, and I'm not saying you got to necessarily enjoy killing people, but do something that is going to make you be able to deal with it. You know, make it bearable. If
Yeah.
learning to enjoy it is what it takes to do that, you know. I mean, no one's going to blame you. No one's going to say, "Hey, that's wrong of you to enjoy blowing the head off somebody or chopping their body up or whatever." You know, it's you got to defend yourself and you got to maintain your own sanity. Because at that point, if you're not, what's the point?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is really the
I,
point?
I think that the you also need to learn to, this is something I say with people who get into relationships as well, but you need to learn to be content alone as well. Now, I'm not
Yeah.
saying you need to start off, but if something happens to, you if you have a group of people you work with or hold up with and something happens to them, or you wind up having to live a more isolationist lifestyle, knowing that you can be content on your own and not needing other people with you can help you survive as well.
Yeah.
Having a group of people, more bodies means more people that can help defend each other, but also being alone means less people to feed, less chances of somebody
Fucking hell.
betraying you or hurting you or being a risk of you. You can know somebody, but you may not know somebody. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, because I mean they're gonna do when it comes down to it. Yeah, you might have been friends your whole life. Everything's been great, 20 years. But when it comes to that life or death situation, they're gonna do the same thing you're doing. They're gonna do whatever it takes to keep them and their people alive, mostly themselves.
Yeah.
It's just natural instinct. We are animals, and we're going to do that. So trusting people, kind of keep it on a tight leash.
Yeah. Um, so yeah. So
Now, what
as
about
far
I'll let you start this one, but what about something like maintaining not necessarily your sanity, but just your overall health? You know, knowing how to set traps and first aid kits and stuff.
so I mean, well, when you say health, I automatically think actually food.
Okay,
You
yeah,
need
that's
to
it.
make
That's it.
you need to make sure to keep. I'm somebody that I'm a pretty small dude. I'm about 5'11", about 135 to 140 pounds. You need to be able to make sure you are consistently getting a good, healthy caloric intake. But you also have to be willing to eat things you normally wouldn't consider. And I'm not talking about dumb shit like oh well eating bugs or not. Look, if you're vegan and you're trying to keep a vegan lifestyle in a zombie apocalypse, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. But if you're also somebody like me who I don't go necessarily, I'm not a full carnivore diet person, but I definitely prefer meats and junk food. Um, yeah, like I don't like, if I come across, I don't know, a garden full of I don't know, zucchini. I don't like zucchini. But if I come across some zucchini, I'm gonna have to eat it. If you come across food, it doesn't matter what that food is, you need to consider it.
Yeah, yeah. Learn to branch out. You can't be picky.
Yeah, as long as it's not spoiled, don't eat, food that's bad that you're gonna make yourself sick and die. But if you come across, if you're a vegan, you got to be willing to hunt, get squirrels, rabbits, you know, other stuff like that. You might be able to keep your health in a normal functioning society and not having to eat meat and blah blah blah. But guess what? In the zombie apocalypse, no, you can't. You can't live off tofu and soy. You just can't. I don't care what you say. I don't. Yeah, comment in the and I will argue with you. No, you can't. Um, and I will. I will. I will spend an entire week arguing with you until you give up. Um,
He will.
you,
It's so annoying. Your best bet is just go. Okay, your opinion. Move on.
yeah,
That'd be your best bet.
you can't do it. And again, like if you're somebody who only eats meat, no, you can't. You have to be able to to survive. So yeah, growing your own garden, hunting, um, and eating things you may not necessarily eat. You know, squirrels, rabbits, dogs. You got a stray dog?
Yeah,
Maybe.
and
I don't
that's going to be
know.
the hard one too. Is there are going to be some weird things you're going to have to eat, things that you would normally go, "Oh, I want to keep as a pet." No, no, no pets.
Mm.
Like me
Well,
having
no.
this dog. I mean, maybe for
Uh,
sanity, but keep in mind if it comes down to it, you might have to eat your pet.
you're actually right. You know, to properly maintain a dog, that's extra stuff you have to do. That dog is going to be eating and drinking resources that you need to keep yourself alive. And again, like in this game, this dog is like biting zombies and chewing zombies, and yeah, that dog is patient zero and already immune, but more than likely your dog is not going to be patient zero. Your
Yeah,
dog saves you. Okay, let's like okay, your dog attacks a zombie, saves you, great. Now your dog is going to kill you like 24 hours later because your dog is going to get infected and become zombified, and you're emotionally attached to that dog. You're not going to be able to kill it when it attacks you. Okay, so yeah, no, don't have a pet. You know, if you have a pet, and you want to have a good goodbye, and you don't want to think about what might happen to it in the future, you know, take it to a field and let it go. And as far as you know, that dog is now living its best life, and you never have to worry about it or think about it again. But do not bring it with you. It will not help you. It will only become an extra issue you have to worry about later.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So
you know, I have a snake. I love snakes. Love snakes. Shout out to snakes. Um, I'm gonna set him free in the woods. You know, it is what it is. You know, I could take him with me. He's an emotional support animal, and yeah, he could help my sanity. But I have to find a rat to feed him every 2 weeks. You know, and yeah, he can go like what 6 months without being fed, but that's not a good life for him. No.
right, right.
I mean, I would go full snake before I would go to, but I have to make sure his heat is good, his humidity is good. I got to make sure to feed him. No, no, just worry about feeding yourself. Worry about taking yourself. And you know, you go, well, what about people? Well, the best thing is if you have a friend or that comes with you or a group of friends that goes with you, they all can, contribute. You know, they can also hunt. They can also grow gardens. They can also defend. But a dog is not going to, you have to take care of that dog. That dog is not really taking care of you. You might be like, well, he can hunt too. No, he's hunting because you're hunting. He's not actively hunting on his own to contribute to the pile of sustenance. He's just trying to feed himself. They're animals, they're selfish creatures. They don't, we humanize animals too much. You know, we really do.
Yeah,
They don't.
yeah,
They don't think like we do. When a dog is hunting, it's not thinking, "How can I contribute to the food storage for my master?" It's like, "Hey, I'm hungry, and I'm worried about me." So
yeah,
like,
yeah. Because if it comes down to it, if that dog, if he's starving, if resources get low and he's starving, well, yeah. Guess what? You're the next meal.
yeah, yeah. So again, I
And that's not
keep your
account for
circle.
rabies. That's going to be
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Well,
Um,
again, screw rabies. We're talking about zombies. That dog bites a zombie. Yeah, that dog is going to become infected, plain and simple.
yeah, and
Keep your circle small. I say no more than 5 people. 5 people is enough people that you guys can work together as a unit, and that you guys won't necessarily get overrun. But like 10 people is too much. 10 people is way too much. I say 5 people in an isolated area. If you notice other people moving around, uh, maybe move locations because you don't want to have a giant faction giving you a hard time. So, yeah.
yeah, and it sucks. It really does. But
Oh, it got quiet. We can't let it get quiet. We
oh
can't let
no,
it get
sorry. I
quiet.
just things are fixed and they get a little. Oh, bitch! Who the fuck do you think you are?
She was just sitting there the whole time. I
Yeah,
don't think it was. I don't think she was alive.
yeah. All right, here we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
loud noises.
Here's another thing. If you think an airport's a good idea, no. Oh fuck. Oh
Loud
fuck.
noises.
Airports, because any place that has metal detector security, there alarms. Be
So
careful of
I
that.
I was wondering, since all right, so let's go through a scenario. Let's say for whatever reason we are in Huntsville, all right?
Yeah.
So I want to go through the what do
Or
you
just
think?
any big city.
Oh, hang on. Well, no, I'm saying Huntsville in particular. Let me lead up to it.
Okay, okay, okay.
Let's say, what do you think about turning the abandoned store, you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
into a homestead, into a fortified base?
I mean, we fortified it before, sort of.
I think it's big enough. I think it is both isolated and near enough things to be relatively, so it's already got fencing, right,
Oh,
around most of it, right? So
yeah.
we only really have to worry about closing the unfenced areas, right? It is near woods, so we'll have plenty of animals to hunt, but also not too far in the opposite direction is not necessarily houses, but like grocery stores and whatnot. Grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants. They're not right next to us, but they're also, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
walking distance.
There are hiding places, supply spaces. If there's somewhere we need to loot, they're kind of in the
But
surrounding area.
I think we could fortify the fence and board up the windows and doors enough that we could actually live there.
Yeah. Now another place that is also really good, and it'll last you a while if you fortify it correctly. Grocery stores. There's a lot of non-perishable foods there. There's a lot of things that's going to last you for a long time. I don't expect you to live a normal, 73 to 80-year life, but that's just not going to happen. But you can at least prolong it if, you got plenty of food and first aid and stuff you need. I had watched a video a while back on YouTube. I cannot remember what it's called, but it had talked about, how long you could survive in a grocery store, and I want to say it was like 40 years just with the food alone.
Interesting.
So, or if you don't want to live in the grocery store, now keep in mind other people are going to get this same idea. Live close to one.
I don't know. I feel like grocery stores would get looted too quick.
They would. Well, in bigger areas. I'm talking about like you're out in the middle of nowhere places.
Oh, okay. Like, Girly and the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, like you're going to have some people go in there and loot it, and supplies are going to be short, but nowhere near as short as say the middle of a big city Walmart.
Mm.
Walmart's going to be soon as it comes over the news. Hey, there's an outbreak. The first
Well,
place people are going to go is Walmart.
well, I'm talking about the place we stealth camped at.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, for
Because that,
a basic holdup, yes, that would work, but it's not going to really help on supplies.
well, I'm not worried about supplies right now because, the point I was making is that there's places near the stealth camp spot where we could walk to gather supplies. But I'm talking about rooting down in that place
Right,
because it is far enough away. Like most people are gonna drive past it and even forget it's there. Like a lot of I've driven past that thing every day before you mentioned it to me and didn't even realize it was
ooh,
sitting there. So most people in their panic to leave are not even gonna realize it's there. So nobody's gonna go there to try to like hole up themselves. So we could go there, hold up, and we've got an entire building that we can turn into a home, a
right,
legitimate home. So, there's sinks, there's toilets, there's all sorts of rooms. There's a second story, there's the roof. There's a lot we could do with that place. Um,
oh yeah,
you know, so that would be a great place to be like, all right, we live here now. Well, like I said, it's already partially fenced up. No,
partially,
it's
yeah.
not really.
I
It's
mean,
just a
it's got enough fencing to keep a car away. And that's only if you don't want to damage a car. You could run through the fence pretty easy.
yeah. I think at that point, people aren't going to care whether their cars are damaged.
Yeah, no. If anything, they're going to Mad Max it, and then it's just going to be.
Yeah.
So another big topic. Or point. Oh, what the fuck now? Okay, let's just run. How about that? Yeah. Shit. I done lost what my train was. Well, we talked about food, we talked about location, we talked about weapons, uh, population. Um, one thing is your ADHD is a bitch. You know that.
Oh, I know.
I'm sitting here. It's like as soon as oh fuck,
Come on, what's your thought?
it is that. It is just that. It is a thought. Run. Okay, run. It is. Okay, going this way.
Oh, he's not having a good time.
Fucky, 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 fuck.
What do those
Oh
zombies
shit.
have on them?
Yeah, there's a few times like this where it is just. Oh yeah, that was it. In a zombie apocalypse, you're gonna think kill all the zombies. No, if you can sneak
No.
past them bitches, sneak. Be sneaky. Stealth is going to be your friend. That
Oh
was the
yeah.
topic I was thinking about. Stealth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. For sure. You gotta practice being stealthy. So I've familiarized myself with the art of moving around an environment without being spotted. Um, when I was younger, I'd say early 20s, my friends, one of my friends and I would practice sneaking around neighborhoods without being seen. Um, just to see if we could, and I
Right.
got really good at moving around without being seen. Um, so yeah, I mean, moving through an urban environment or suburban environment without being caught, is something I feel like I could do. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I like that. That's neat.
Oh, the
And
climbing
then
across.
yeah, and then the pipe breaks. So like I said,
No,
I
but they
have
ain't that great at climbing. They're just gonna. Ah!
I have a very particular set of skills that I feel like really helps me out when it
I have a
comes to.
particular set of skills. Ones I have acquired
Uh-oh.
over. Sorry.
Yes, I knew that was coming. But I've done martial arts since I was 15. I did parkour and a lot of this is still muscle memory. I did parkour when I was throughout my 20s. An efficient parkour, not I didn't really focus on flips and whatnot, but I know how to climb buildings. I know how to take a jump, a really big jump. I know how to move my body fluidly throughout my environment. I've practiced with swords and guns. I'm a hell of a driver. So these are
Feel
all
better?
skills.
Okay.
Probably. These are all skills that I feel like actually could really translate fairly well into
Ooh.
ooh, big gun, into surviving a zombie apocalypse sort of situation. I also morally align with a more anti-heroic personality as opposed to like trying to be more overly moral all the time. So
Yeah, that's my issue.
I won't hesitate to put a motherfucker down at all, like in any way, shape, or form. So like, a lot of people like to say in certain situations, oh, such and such wouldn't do that, or such and such wouldn't. I would. I would. I am the man that will. If somebody says, oh, you won't do that, I will. I absolutely will.
Yeah, it's kind of like that guy at work, scrawny little dude thinking he can take on Mike Tyson. I mean, I think he's mentally deranged. But
We won't say
um,
names.
yeah, he ain't gonna say names. But and then he comes over here and it's like, well, I can take you, and we're like, okay, sure. And then
I'm
you over here, like, all right, let's do it. And all of a sudden,
let's do it.
the next day
Let's
he doesn't come back
He's
and
gone.
he's
He
gone.
doesn't
Yeah,
come up to work. He's like, no, I had him shake my hand. I'm like, come on, let's do this. We're gonna find a gym. We're gonna set up this, and we're gonna do it. And he never showed back up to work. But yeah, no. And again, I didn't have a problem with him. I was just like, if you're gonna be the type of person that says I'm gonna do this, 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 and this, well, then I say do it. So when I say that, I come across a situation where like Okay, let's think of a really fucked up situation that would only really happen in a zombie apocalypse. Okay, we're gonna get dark
Well,
for this
so something
because,
like this, something like this.
well, no, I have the scenario already in my head, if I
Oh,
may.
okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so let's just say I've fortified and built my homestead, right? Okay, and I don't know, I get a gang of, I don't know, there's a group of like 10 to 15, you know, 12 to 15-year-old kids, right? And
Okay.
they happened to survive. I don't know. They were at school when it happened, and they all banded together, and they came at me and my family. They're like, we've got them in numbers. It's him and his family. We've got them.
Kind
I'm
of,
killing.
they're purging it basically.
And you're like, oh, they're kids. No, I'm killing those motherfuckers without hesitation. I'm not. They get one attempt at de-escalating the situation with words. And, if they come at me like, oh, you're not going to do anything great. We don't care what you have to say. We're taking you out. All right, I'm killing you guys. Like I will. And you go, oh, and you hear this and you have two responses. You're like, oh, they're kids. Or no, no, he won't. To that first response, I said, well, yes, they're kids, but this is the zombie apocalypse and not the society we live in now. You
And
don't
they
kill kids
yeah, and they
in
came
a
threatening
civil.
you, so
Yeah, yeah, you don't kill kids in a civilized society. You just don't do that. You don't kill anyone in a civilized society, to be honest. But this is, the zombie apocalypse, and my family is being threatened. I'm killing those fucking kids. And to the second point of where they're like, no, oh no, he won't do that. He's just saying, I promise you I will. I promise you I will. Oh, this channel's now demonetized. Sorry. Um, but
fucker
like,
bit me. I mean,
why me? But no, no, absolutely. Like, if I have to protect me and my family, I'm doing whatever it takes to survive. So yes, I don't care if it's okay. Well, what about a pretty lady? What if there's this just absolutely beautiful woman and she might seduce you? And okay, good luck, good luck with that. Not with me. There's a lot of dudes that be like, "Oh, it's a pretty lady." No, that won't. No, y'all can't figure out what the hell y'all want in normal world. How am I supposed to know what you know you got? The first time we have to argue about what you're having for dinner, I'm fucking putting a
yeah.
bull in your
So
head.
on a little cheerier subject, let's get a little bit more personal. Just
Okay.
because I found this. Uh,
Sawed-off shotgun.
yeah.
Yay, that's a
So
hit.
everybody, you can if you're watching, you can leave a comment on what your preferred weapon would be. Vin, what would your preferred weapon be?
Sword or a machete or barbed wire baseball bat.
Ah, well, I know when you played Dead Island 2, did or was it Dead Island? No, no, no. Pavlov. You went crazy with these
Pa-
things.
Pavlov is sawed-off shotgun, but
All
if you
right,
notice in
dog.
Dead,
Move, dog. Ah, shit.
dog's gonna have to learn this lesson. But no, if
Shit.
you've ever watched me play Dead Island 2, which this will come to the channel later. We will be doing Dead Island 2. But if when I play Dead Island 2, I have guns. I rarely use them. I am all about melee weapons. And yeah, I'm gonna strictly use or stay to as much as possible strictly using melee weapons. And I will. Oh God, that pizza looks really good, even though it's been sitting on a barrel of toxic waste for God. Oh no, there's mold on it. That's
Yeah,
gross. Never
I'm
mind.
staying away from the crust. I mean, look at it; it's just so greasy and floppy.
Yeah, that's good. That's good physics.
Yeah.
Um, but they spent more time on pizza physics than they did in a lot of other shit in the game. Weird. Um. Anyway, anyway. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if I use a gun, it's gonna have a suppressor on it. Plain and simple. Mandatory. If it's a rifle, it's gonna have a suppressor on it. If it's a handgun, it's gonna have a suppressor on it. If I can't put a suppressor on it, it's not gonna have a suppressor, or I'm not gonna use it. If I can't put a suppressor on it, I'm not gonna use it. They have suppressors for shotguns. I don't know if you know that. So,
Not sawed off
so
ones.
yeah, not sawed-off ones. So it'd probably be like a Spaz 12 with a suppressor or something like that. Um, but there won't be any bolt action rifles. There won't be any pump action guns. It'd be like a Spaz 12 where you load it, you pump it once, and then you can just keep firing until it's empty. Oh, that's ahead. But yeah, lots of melee weapons.
The
Lots of
fuck?
melee weapons.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Jackie Chan. I don't know.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, definitely silent but deadly. Ah, shit.
You're out of ammo. There you go. Now he's
Oh,
dying. Red meds.
yeah, that was smoking.
I don't know. I
Oh
think I
fuck,
like Pavlov. I think I like Pavlov's sawed-off shotgun physics a little bit better.
fat bitch. What the fuck?
Pavlov's sawed-off shotgun will like blow somebody in half. Cool.
Why?
Get that out of your mouth.
Yeah, no. Okay, give me this. Give it. The fuck? No,
That
no.
was
Get your
weird.
back. No, no,
Is he going in there?
no, no. You don't. No head for you. Uh. Oh Lord, that's new. Okay.
So we've discussed weapons, we've discussed morality, we've discussed fortifying your home, we've discussed bugging out,
Floppy pizza.
um, and we've discussed floppy pizzas. That is a burger. You just ate it. You didn't even heat it up.
Yeah. Hey, we went over this. You can't be picky. If you
No,
find
you.
food, you just eat that shit. Yeah, okay. So let's get back to that actually now, because that reminds me of something. Water. That's very important because obviously, oh, I want to drink my Fiji water. I want to drink my high brand Walton, whatever. No, you can't do that. You go find a creek, you drink from it. You might have to disinfect and boil that water. Learn how to do that.
Oh, and no standing water. Do not drink standing water. Do not drink salt water. Do not drink toilet water. Don't do that. There's a middle ground. You don't necessarily have the means to drink bottled water all the time, but you also don't want to, drinking the wrong type of water can actually do just as much harm as drinking no water. You don't want to drink salt water. You don't want to drink dirty water. You need to find a nice creek.
Shit.
And if you're smart, you're the type of person who, I don't know, may have a survival straw. Maybe get that before a zombie apocalypse happens so that you can
What?
carry that with you and drink every bit of water you need to drink through that survivor straw. You're gonna die.
I forgot about my axe.
It took you that long to pull an axe out. Now, this is perfect to emphasize the point I was making earlier. Why no guns? You were
Yeah.
out of ammo. You were swarmed. You did not have the means to reload your weapon. Pull out your fucking axe and you're good. All the danger stopped the second you pulled out your axe.
Yep.
This is why melee weapons. This is why you don't have to reload a melee weapon. And melee weapons in real life are not like in a video game where it degrades over time. It kind of will.
But
It'll
not that
get
quickly.
dull.
Um, if
But
you've ever seen,
a
if
dull sword will still take a zombie down over, nothing.
yeah, like this will happen eventually. But if you've ever seen one thing that, and this is the only movie I've ever seen do this, and we'll actually cover this later on. Scream, Ghostface, when he kills somebody, he wipes the blood off the blade, right? And you think, oh, it's
Hmm.
just a cool little maneuver. No, that's actually really smart. Blood is very corrosive to metal. And so wiping that blood off, even if the zombie, if you can figure out a way to wipe the blood off or whatever off your weapons, get the blood off of it
Yeah.
because it will corrode it, and then you're gonna kind of have wasted resources.
Yeah.
I don't think that's something that really people think about often either.
Yeah. Oh, I figured out what our next stealth camping meal is going to be.
Oh, what's
And it's
that?
kind of similar to what we did.
Aw,
So I'm watching, while I'm doing this podcast, I'm watching random clips, but somebody made a meal out of summer sausage.
yeah.
I'll read it to you. I'll read since we're on this, I'll read this. So, it is cook 2 packages of smoked sausage, then saute half of an onion. Add a tablespoon of minced garlic. Transfer to a bigger pot. Add 2.5 cups of chicken broth.
Okay.
Add half a cup of whipping cream. This sounds so good, by the way. Add a can of fire roasted tomatoes. Season how you like.
Oh.
Hang on, still going. Add a box of pasta. We should have done pasta.
Mm.
Oh, this sounds so
Well, we was
good.
on a budget when we went, so.
Cover until pasta is cooked. Add 2 cups of cheddar cheese.
Tastes like weed killer.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this sounds so good. And enjoy. Oh, yes.
All right, so before I get started on this next section, we are about out of time here. So let's just go ahead and wrap it up, and because this is going to stop after an hour anyway.
So I just want to cover something as since we're doing our wrap up right now.
Yeah.
So this is our second video of this type of format, and the first time that we've actually tried to make this type of video. So this,
Our actual first video that was in this format was completely accidental.
yeah, it was just impromptu. So yeah. So anyway, so here's what I gotta say. If for some reason this seemed a little chaotic or rambly to you, please I ask bear with us. Like with all things, as we do this more and more, we're gonna get a little bit better about it. We don't plan on making scripts. We're literally just riffing off the cuff. We want this to feel like the idea behind this is we're all hanging out in a room watching our friend play video games and we're having a conversation while we're doing it.
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe I'm going for. And like, so we're not trying to do something scripted. It's not, we're just hanging out. We're mildly entertaining and we're just hanging out. This isn't a exhibition of skill in whatever game is being played. This isn't a something that's supposed to be overly thought-provoking or overly silly. We're just vibing. So hopefully those of you that are
I
watching
know
this
mine ain't that bad.
can learn to can vibe with that. So we hope you like this. We hope you enjoyed this. We are going to have another the next video we're going to be talking about will be car culture and terms with the Crew Motorfest. So this will be the second time the Crew Motorfest will have featured on the channel.
Yeah.
So, I'm a car guy. Jared here is not. And so we're just gonna try to be chatting about cars and kind of learning about cars and then playing a car racing game.
Yeah.
So,
And one of the other things is just a little heads up. Most of the time, the games that I will be playing will be VR games. I am primarily a VR gamer. So I'll be playing VR games while we're chatting about our subject. He will be playing, your standard flat screen games while I'm watching and giving commentary. So that way, it kind of helps out too, because you get a little bit of variety in game. It's not just the same old stuff.
yes.
It's not just VR. It's not just flat screen. You got a healthy mix of both in our strong suits. So it's, I haven't died yet, but trust me, I will. Yeah. But we hope you enjoyed it. We hope you, you like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. If you want to, leave in a pickle emoji. We have a thing about pickles. I ain't going to go into the story about that, but we have a thing about pickles. If you really like it, leave us a pickle. And,
We'll know you were listening because you left a pickle emoji.
Exactly. So, yeah. If this is your first time, welcome to the Goober Brothers. If not, welcome to the Goober Brothers. And we will see you in the next one.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye! Bitch! Ah, there we go.